if you remember back 18 years ago, we're all in technology. I was in technology years ago. I actually knew Bob 18 years ago at a different company. You know what the #1 issue in technology was 18 years ago? Y2K. Think about it. We are going back 18 years to talk about Y2K. We were most worried about in this room about calendars and a clock. We were worried about changing from the number 19 to the number 20. And today, Bob's got some videos out here that are talking about nation states coming after every one of us. It's nation states actually coming after not only core, but everybody that touches technology. It's an amazing shift. It's an amazing change from where we were 18 years ago to today. So I'm going to try to bring it home bring it a little bit closer to home as well. So last week I'm at a superintendent's meeting on Long Island. It was interesting. On Long Island last week, we have a K-12 practice on Long Island. I'll give you a little context there. When you talk about school districts on Long Island, you're talking about organizations that have about anywhere from 3,000 to 5,000 students, anywhere from 1,000 to 2,000 teachers. You're talking about 7,000, 8,000 individuals that are relying on a network or on data every day. And 2 weeks ago, so the meeting was last week, 2 weeks ago, there were 3 targeted attacks directly on school districts in Long Island. 3 targeted ransomware attacks that actually got into these school districts because they really weren't concentrating on IT security. Unfortunately, a lot of their money is spent on active shooting and not security, IT security. And they were broken into and they were shut down. When you're shutting down 3 school districts on Long Island, you're shutting down 7,000 people in an organization, 8,000, 10,000, no network, no data. You got these kids staring at you. One of the superintendents told me a story that they were actually scrambling to go out and find VCRs so that they could play tapes in these classrooms. Think about this. You're talking about 6, 7 buildings across these organizations. It's actually amazing to see that these organized states are coming after not only your businesses, but a K-12 as well. I mean, it's unfathomable where we have come from 18 years ago, right? So when we looked at what happened there, it actually was traced back to some of these states. We're not sure. They think it was Russia. They think it was Ukraine. But to think about the fact that we are trying to educate children, and at the same time, we have to protect against an organized crime group that happens to be somewhere, not even in the United States, somewhere coming after us every day. That change is fascinating to me. It's just fascinating to me that you can't concentrate on educating your students. You gotta concentrate on protecting them from something that we don't even know about. So, as part of those conversations, I was talking to those superintendents, and they kept asking me, why, right? Why? Actually, the why ended up coming back to money. And how? How does this happen? Like, how does this happen so quickly? How do we shut down a school district? For what reason? And then after a while, the conversation started getting to who. Who did this? And we figured out that it was actually, the mob, right? These organized crime groups are the mob, and the mob is actually coming after you, a school, or it could be a children's hospital. I mean, it could be any organization that has, you don't even have to make money these days. Schools don't make money, but they have money to pay this type of ransom. And it was an amazing meeting when we started to try to figure out who, right? And I don't know, I'm actually a mob movie fan. I don't know if anyone else is a mob movie fan here. And we took a side conversation that day, and we started getting into the fact of, we went back all the way to the Godfather movies, right? 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 They had a code of ethics, no women and children, don't shoot anybody in the face. I don't get it, but that was kind of their way of doing things. Then you fast forward to Goodfellas, right? Goodfellas, they actually went after businesses that had money. They would shake them down or try to get into that mob mentality and say, we're going to get our money after you. I don't care if you have a flood. I don't care if you have a fire. You got to pay me. Now we're fighting a new mob. We are fighting a new group of organized crime that doesn't care. They don't care if it's women, they don't care if it's children, they don't care if it's a school. They're coming after you with everything they have. And Bob set that up pretty well early today. A few things. So when we wake up here at CORE and we think about fighting that mob, when we think we got to wake up and make this happen, I just want to let you know that our strategy here at CORE is going to be to fight with you, with that mob. We're going to continue to invest behind Bob and his team. You're going to meet three of the very talented people that we have here today speaking about these very issues, right here from CORE. So our strategy here at CORE is going to be to continue to invest behind those people, to continue to work with the tools, to continue to work with our partners, to make sure that we're out here fighting with you and with our team to make this a better day. Make these things not happen, not only to our schools, but to every one of your organizations as well. So I want to thank you. I want to thank you for being here. I mostly want to thank my team, incredible team. What a show they put on here. We're going to put on here for you today. A few people, Allison, outstanding job. Kate, Allie, Jackie, outstanding. I thank you all. I thank you all for being here. And I'm going to hand it back over to my good buddy, Bob.